welcome. You're watching Mirror now. I'm Archana Solanki. We start this broadcast with a story that we have been consistently focusing on. It is on that Haridwar hate meet. Now, 76 lawyers of the Supreme Court have written a letter to the Chief Justice of India urging intervention in the matters of hate speech and open calls for genocide of minorities at two different religious events in Haridwar and Delhi. The lawyers have mentioned 9 people in their letter to CJI for giving open calls to murder an entire community. The lawyers cited that these hate speeches pose a great threat to the integrity and unity of the country, and there should be action taken against them. All right, for more on this, I'm joined by Salman Khurshid on the broadcast. Mr. Khurshid, thank you so much for making time and speaking to Mirror now. How do you view this development now? The Supreme Court advocates have urged an immediate intervention of the Chief Justice of India. Do you think that there is enough progress made as far as action in this hate speech incident is concerned?
Well, I mean, it's clear that this is a matter of great concern, and that's how all the lawyers have expressed this to the Chief Justice, and I hope the Chief Justice will consider it and take action as is possible under the law. But that doesn't excuse the government from the government of Uttarakhand as well as the central government from doing their duty and fulfilling their obligation. This is not ordinary politics. This is in fact hitting out at the roots of our constitutional rule of law. And I think that this is a moment of crisis, and I hope that it is dealt with the sense of urgency that it requires.
Right. Mr. Khurshid, I wanted to ask you something, that in a country like ours where UAPA and sedition cases are slapped for very frivolous reasons these days, where, you know, if you are appreciating another team, another cricket team, a sedition case or a UAPA is slapped against you, do you think this is a fit case for that?
Well, you know, it's very difficult. It's very difficult to be against UAPA in one matter and to be supportive of UAPA in another matter. But to be fair, the court must make up its mind as to where to draw the line between protests and disagreements or positions that people take that may be unpalatable to the rest, as to where to draw the line between that and where people take positions that go beyond advocacy, that go into virtually challenging the civil authority and challenging the very fundamentals of our constitution. So I think this is a matter where we shouldn't make a quick judgment without placing everything before an appropriate authority such as the court. And I hope that the court will consider it meaningfully and seriously and with certain amount of gravity, and come out with solutions that will put an end to this once for all.
Right. So one last question. You know, we are, there are the cases of the incidents like these are on the rise. Do you think there is a pattern here? Do you think this kind of mindset is being emboldened and enabled by a particular party? All right, Mr. Khurshid, I'll try and I think there's some audio issue. I was asking you something that there's a clear pattern here. We are seeing that such incidents, such hate speeches are on the rise. Do you think there's a clear pattern here? These hate mongers are being emboldened and enabled?
Certainly, I think that there is from their point of view, there is an understanding that nobody is going to prevent them from carrying on in this manner. And I think that's a very sad commentary on the responsibility of an elected government. Be that as it may, I think it's important that we keep our heads cool. Whatever needs to be done must also be done very strictly within the parameters of the law, and that we shouldn't allow any subjective reaction to foul up the atmosphere. It's a bad enough thing to have happen, and I think we have to treat it with care. But at the end of the day, this is an issue both of law as indeed of public discourse. And what we need to do in terms of political consolidation of public discourse is a matter on which political parties must spend some time.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Khurshid, for making time and speaking to Mirror Now on this very sensitive issue and story that we have been consistently highlighting on the channel.
Thank you. Thanks.